The four states' most watched news starts now.
Some severe weather storms roll into the area tonight. Thank you for choosing KOAM News at 6. I'm Amber Jenkins. We'll go straight to meteorologist Sam Lane for the first look at weather.
All right, thank you very much, Amber. Yeah, it's been a busy afternoon here in the storm center with lots of severe weather developing basically right along the Kansas-Missouri border and then rapidly pushed off towards the east. In fact, there's still tornado warnings going on right now south of Rolla in south central Missouri. But fortunately, all that is now moving away from us, and instead we have some colder air moving in from the north and west. There are a few showers up near Nevada. These are not severe, nor are we expecting it to be that way for this evening. Looking down the lane, we're going to be in for a much cooler Sunday, and then we're going to see some showers late Monday, maybe some more thunderstorms on Thursday. Basically an unsettled week coming up, and of course I'll have all the details on that in your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Shortly after 10 this morning, authorities responded to reports of smoke in a wooded area south of Royal Heights in Joplin. About 8 to 10 acres of ground cover were on fire. No live trees were caught in the fire. Authorities say it mostly began as a campfire in the woods, but is not confirmed. The fire was under control in about 45 minutes. No structures were damaged and nobody was injured. Missouri General Attorney announced a new restriction gender-affirming care for adults in addition to minors. It's a move believed to be first nationally and has advocacy groups threatening to sue. Attorney General Andrew Bailey announced plans to restrict health care for transgender people weeks ago. The rule, which includes and it requires 18 months of therapy before receiving gender-affirming health care, is set to take effect April 27th and expire next February. Joplin celebrates 150 years by playing baseball. KOAM Carrie Worton was there for all the action.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
I mean, I played baseball since I was 4 years old. I love it. I love the game. It's the fact that I'm still getting to play.
Legendary baseball players stood on the turf of Joe Becker Stadium in Joplin, Missouri. The varsity baseball teams of Galena, Joplin, Columbus, and Pittsburgh are now getting their chance to do the same.
The fact that these kids can step on the same turf that these guys did is remarkable.
Between the varsity games, Joe Becker Stadium went back in time when the Westerns Baseball Club of Topeka played the St. Louis Brown Stockings, with rules, bats, and uniforms from back in the 1860s.
Yeah, the rules are, first thing you might notice is we do not use any gloves. How about that, all right? Good job, guys.
Other rules include anything caught on one bounce is an out. You have to stop on first base no matter what, and the pitcher is a little closer and had to pitch underhanded.
And another thing is once fair, always fair. So meaning if you hit the ball, it has a lot of English on it, and it might go about 10 feet in front of the catcher and come screaming back past the catcher, it's still a fair ball since it was touched in fair territory first.
Good job, brother!
It's fun. So we all love baseball. We love history, so it's kind of a natural. And I said we're about 3 hours away, but when we heard that this is the same field that Mickey Mantle played on and Stan Musial played on, if you love baseball, how can you say no to that?
So whether it is 150 years ago or today, there is one thing that never changes, and that is a love for the game. In Joplin, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
Another event happening tonight to celebrate Joplin turning 150 is ragtime composer Percy Wrench performing tonight at 7 p.m. It's in the Taylor Performing Arts Center at MSSU campus. Joplin residents gathered this morning for some family and fun time to raise money for Hope Park. Once built, the park will be just 2 blocks north of Joe Becker Stadium off of historic Route 66. The park will feature an interactive wall of dreams to showcase the kids' goals and aspirations while also recognizing the generosity of others.
We just want to bring community awareness and to get the community to help support us, because this is for the whole city. Once you get one area thriving, it brings your whole city together. And that's all we're looking to do, is bring all of the Joplin together.
Today's festival featured fun for the family, including games, blow-ups, and food trucks and more. Pitt State today hosted its Kansas Paraguay Partners meeting for the public. The annual meeting provides students and community members the opportunity to learn about the longtime partnerships with Kansas and Paraguay. It also lets residents enjoy a performance by Paraguayan musicians who also were at Pitt State alumni.
We are an organization made out of volunteers from all across Kansas, engaged in people-to-people exchanges. That means we welcome and host individuals that come from Paraguay into Kansas, and we also encourage Kansans to go to Paraguay.
People at the event also got to hear from a Paraguayan embassy official. Alwa County Family Connections today hosted a Route 66 5K run and family fun walk. Races began at 8 p.m. and registration costs $30 per participant. Officials say with the OCFC says funds raised through the event benefits local kids, teens, and adults with special needs and their families. Other funds for the kids including a petting zoo, outdoor games, and a story walk, and a lot more.
Route 66 5K for kids, and what today is, April is Autism Awareness Month, and so we kind of wanted to do something different and put on a 5K run and a family walk to bring awareness and do a small fundraiser in order to bring not only awareness, but we wanted to raise some funds so that we could bring in some more resources.
Food trucks and live music were also at the event. Coming up, a shooting in Kansas City leaves one dead and others wounded. Plus, how a social media challenge left a Missouri teen in the hospital. One person is dead and 4 others were wounded following a shooting in Kansas City, Missouri last night. It happened at a gas station at 8:21 p.m. local time. Police say the person who died was an adult man and 4 other victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police say one of the victims was a child under the age of 5. No word yet on what led to the shooting or the suspect's name. A Missouri team is blaming social media for a stunt that landed him in the hospital. Ann Alford reports.
Watch the upper left part of your screen. A 13-year-old in an Ellisville neighborhood inflating a basketball when this happens.
What was that noise? It's a gunshot, a firework, almost like a bomb going off.
The basketball explodes with Melissa Kramer's son Max standing right over it.
And just like, boom.
He was rushed to the hospital where they found out his hand took the brunt of it. But he also scratched both corneas and had partial hearing loss.
At first I thought, oh my gosh, well, surely that was an accident.
But it was no accident. Max saw a viral challenge online that involves overinflating a basketball.
He had a video of some friends that had done something similar.
Max told me the social media feeds of teenagers are inundated with risky videos.
It's like everywhere. Like you'll see a lot of people just doing every challenge, like just trying to find new stuff to do.
And why? Why do they want to do it?
Content. It's like money, like trying to get new stuff.
Oh, they do it to get content so they'll get more followers.
Luckily, doctors say Max will fully heal. Mom hopes he's learned life is full of consequences.
He was very scared. I think he's still scared now about what could have happened and how this could have gone down.
A little later, springtime weather could mean more feral cats.
And it's been very spring-like today with all the severe weather. Of course, I'll be back in a minute to tell you what we can expect for Sunday and your work week when we return. Well, friends, it has been an active day across the 4 states with severe weather, and now we have more winter-like weather coming in on northwesterly winds. Let's take a look outside this morning at Seneca, Missouri with the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. And as this goes into motion, you can see that as the clouds rolled in this morning, then they broke up a little bit, and then in the afternoon, we had those thunderstorms roll through, and then the dark skies clouded over, and then they moved away, and now we're dealing with some gray skies out there with some blustery northwesterly winds. Allergies, they've been bad. Today, 10.3. Tomorrow, they'll be a little bit worse at 11.2. We need some rain to really wash this pollen out of the atmosphere, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. You can see that the bulk of the rain developed today basically right along the Missouri-Kansas line, rapidly became severe, and then rapidly moved off towards the east. Now we just have a few showers in our area up towards the north. But look at all the storm reports. Most of this was hail. You can see one swath here from near Pittsburgh, right on up towards Stockton. Then we had another swath go from southern Newton County up into Lawrence in that area. And then we had another storm move over in Benton County and Berry County. Let's zoom in and show you a little bit closer in view. All of these spots are where hail fell, and some of this hail was quite large. And down south, they also had some hail just east of Goodman, also near Cassville, and of course down in the Bentonville area. Let's take a look at some of the social posts. Baseball and tennis ball size hail. This was sent in by Brandon Kopic, and he's a weather chaser, and he had that hail, and that was 7 miles north of Golden City. And then we saw some other hail reports come in. Look at this hail, around 3 inches, and this was also south of Newport, and this was posted by Charles Peak. And then another report of some hail we had in the Bentonville area, and this was retweeted by Debbie Miller down in Benton County. So most of the storms was hail producing. Thank goodness we didn't have to deal with any tornadoes. They are dealing with tornadoes, though, off in eastern Missouri right now. Temperatures are very chilly up towards the north. 45 in Iola right now, 46 in Fort Scott. Look at Cassville. They're still 56 degrees, but the colder air is now moving in from the north and west. In fact, we're about 30 degrees colder now than we were 24 hours ago. So you can definitely tell there has been a change in the atmosphere. Right now in Joplin, it's 50 degrees, west-northwest wind at 17, gusting at times to 28. Dew point is 41, so the humidity is at 71%. And in Pittsburgh, you can see cloudy skies, 47 degrees, northwest wind at 13, making it feel like 42. The dew point's 42 as well, and the humidity 84%. The forecast for tonight, look at these lows. We're going to be seeing 30s up towards the north and west, lower 40s elsewhere, 39 in Afton on northwesterly winds. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with highs in the 50s and 60s if we're lucky, 62 a pretty popular number, 64 in Veneta. Then as we go into Monday morning, even chillier with lows in the 30s pretty much everywhere with light and variable winds. Then Monday afternoon, we're looking at temperatures rebounding into the 70s on southwest winds. And then as we go into Tuesday morning, we'll see milder lows with lows in the 50s. How about the next 7 days? Well, here's a look at the forecast tomorrow. Cooler, 60 for the high, and then increasing clouds on Monday. Showers on Tuesday morning. And then Wednesday will be windy with a high of 77 before the next storm system arrives on Thursday and Friday. Next weekend looks pretty good though, but we have more storms behind that. So it was quite active today, but things are calming down just a little bit now, Amber.
Nice. Well, you know, it's truly springtime here with those severe weather and that wind.
Just wait a second and it'll change.
Thank you so much. Springtime is here, and that can mean a surge in feral cats population. If you have feral cats in your neighborhood, try to catch them and get them spayed or neutered. You can contact a local humane society or other resources or shelters to get a cat trap. Spaying or neutering prevents feral cats from having more kittens and then those kittens later having kittens. It also cuts down on health issues and cat fights.
Well, I mean, feral cats deserve love and everything too. They don't ask for that life, you know, they don't pick it. So if you've got feral cats in your area, your neighborhood, your community, behind a business that you work at, provide them shelter and food and just sort of watch over them, be good stewards, be kind, as we say.
To learn more about spaying and neutering, head on over to Joplin Humane Society's website. Still ahead, lots of action on the college baseball diamond. And we'll take a look at the Missouri Southern Lions spring game. Highlights up next.
Well, today was the first day of the Missouri Southern Lions football team that hit the field in the 2023 season. This year's spring game had a lot of high hopes and optimism on what we can expect from the Lions this fall. Starting things off with a 30-minute weather delay, but after that, it was time to play some football. Lions come back onto the field, and here we go. Luke Sampson in at quarterback. Look at this pass right here. Beautiful floater. Right out to Akeem Gilmore. That was a great play. They started out warm, but it got really chilly out there. Now look at this play. Defensive back number 7, big collision. And that's a big stop for Team Gold. So now offense got off to a slow start, but Dave Opolinick, this quarterback, finds his tight end for the touchdown. So head to the next possession. Javion Mudlow drives right into the end zone for the touchdown. Team Green tries to get back in it, but it's just not enough. Team Gold beats Team Green 70-47.
I like where we're at with our ones. We got a lot of work to do with our twos, and part of it is, you know, this is going into year 3. All our twos are redshirt freshmen and sophomores, and so this is their first exposure to a lot of reps, and so we just got to continue to develop them and get them game ready.
Well, the MIAA baseball season is heating up down the stretch for both Missouri Southern and Pittsburg State. They're in the mix of finishing in first place in the MIAA this year, but only one can come out on top when it's all said and done. We'll start things in Pittsburgh. Such a big series for Pitt State on their home field, coming into the day tied for first place in the MIAA, and they won last night's series opener. Today, they win this one 9-5, or they lose this one 9-5. So let's switch things up and look into Joplin as the Lions are hosting the Newman Jets. First inning, sack fly, 4-0 Newman leads. Get the run to score there. So Lions down 4-0. Next inning, Henry Kuziak drives this one up the middle. Nate Miskowski will come to score. Missouri Southern on the board. Down 4-1, and then later in the inning, Ethan Clark launches this one deep to left field, and this game is already tied in the first inning, 4-4. So still in the first, Matt Miller got all of it. Tape measure shot. See you later. Goodbye, baseball. Southern goes on to win the high-scoring battle over Newman, 16-12. Lions will take the series. And just like baseball, Pitt State and Missouri Southern softball teams are wrapping up their season shortly. It was another weekend for both the Lions and the Gorillas to make statement wins on their home fields. Lions have been absolutely red hot as of late, coming into Saturday with a 12-game winning streak. Today they host Emporia State, and they dropped this one 6-5. That streak will end. In Game 2 of the doubleheader, Lions, well, they can start a new streak. They get Emporia State in 6 innings, winning it 10-2 over the Hornets. And Pittsburg State split their doubleheader against Emporia State last night. Tonight they get a chance to take on number 20 Washburn. And in Game 1, Pitt State drops this one to Washburn, so they'll split that one as they lose 10-5. And then currently still playing in Game 2 of their doubleheader. They are down 3-0 in the 4th inning at last check. That'll be it with sports. We'll be back after this.
An Australian father has pushed his way into record history. Lucas Helmike set the new world record after completed more than 3,206 push-ups in just 1 hour. The 33-year-old pulled this feat off in a gym in November, but Helmike says he was recently informed that the record has been approved. Helmike told Guinness World Records that it took him 2 to 3 years to build up the physical strength.
I think I could do one. Let's take a look at the forecast. We have a cooler weather moving in for tomorrow, 60 degrees, and then scattered showers maybe on Tuesday morning. More storms on Thursday and Friday, but of course it's spring-like here in the 4 states.
Well, it didn't feel spring-like today at the MSSU spring game. Now, earlier this morning it did, but man, it got cold fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
But after the game, Coach Atiba Bradley told me he's really excited to see what that defensive line group can do for the Lions this year. So be on the lookout for that.
Wow. Well, that's our time for tonight. Thank you for making us a part of your night.